In today's tutorial, we are going to be discussing about the introduction to computers. Now, whether you are a tech curious or a complete novice, this video is definitely for you. It will help you to understand the basic of computer and how they can shape our digital landscape. Alright, so stay to the end of this video and I tell you, you are going to learn a lot. Alright, so let's begin by understanding the computer. Now, what is a computer? Some of us might say a computer is an electronic device that we can use to play games, we can use to type, we can use to watch some movies, but there are so many things beyond that. Now, a computer is an electronic device that accepts data, process it, and sends it out as output. Now, let me explain this. Computer is an electronic device. Now, when you're talking about electronic device, that means you can actually charge it or it can be plugged to electricity. Now, that is where the electronic device was gotten from. Definitely, it is a device that accepts data. Now, a device that accepts data. When we're talking about accepting data, that is taking in or following your command. Now, for instance, if I should type in 2 in my computer, when I see the 2 on my monitor, that is to say my device just accepted my data. Now, that is the computer. So, a device that accepts data, processes it, and sends it out as output. Now, let me take you through the process it and send it out as output. Now, a data, I put in my 2 and I put in +3. Now, when I put in +3, it's now going to process it. After I put in my data, it accepted it, then it processes it. That is the 2 plus 3. That addition sign is what is making it to process. Then it's going to now send it out as output. Now, sending it out as output is when it's going to give me an answer, which is 5. Now, we put in 2 plus 3, which is 5. It gives us our answer. So, this whole process now is what the computer does. It first accepts the data, processes it, and sends it out as output. That is a computer. Now, there are different types of a computer. There are so many types of a computer. Now, we have the server, we have the phone, we have laptops, we also have some of Apple's wristwatches. Now, concerning the server, we have what we call the web server. Now, the web server is what actually helps us when we search for anything on our web browser. It sends those information we see. It's the help of the server. Now, that is also a computer. We also have a computer that is as big as a refrigerator. All of that are computer. Now, how about our phone? Our phones are also a computer. We also have our laptops. They're also computers. Now, all of these are devices that accepts data, it processes it, and sends it out as output. Now, how can we be sure that a phone is a computer? Like I said, I put in 2, then +3, and it gives me the result as 5. Now, I can do the same thing with my phone. Now, concerning the server, you can actually search for something, it accepts it, then it processes it by going through the web and looking for what I am searching for and brings it back to me for me to see it. Now, that is the server, and that shows that the server is a computer. Now, there are so many types of a computer. So, I want you guys now to give me at least 2 different types of a computer apart from the one I've listed here. You can drop it in the comment section. Let me know if you are correct. Then if you are correct, I'm going to make sure I tell you you are correct. But if you are not, we'll correct you. Alright, so these are the types of the computer I just listed here. Now on this other side, you see the picture of a computer. This is how it looks like. Now we're having the monitor there. We're also having the keyboard. We're having the mouse and the CPU. So this is a computer. Now let's see some other thing about the computer. We are now going to be saying the parts of the computer. There are different parts of the computer. There are different parts that makes up a computer. Now, we are having the hardware and the software. Those are the two main parts of the computer, the hardware and the software. Now, what is the hardware? The hardware is that physical part that makes up the computer. The physical part you can feel, you can touch, that is what makes up a computer. Now, the picture we see there now is a keyboard. We can actually maybe be having different keyboards in our homes. Now, we can actually touch the keyboard, we can feel it. It is the physical part that makes up a computer. How about your phones? You can hold your phones, right? Yes, you can hold your phone, you can feel it. That is the physical part of a computer. Now, concerning the server that looks like a refrigerator, you can see the server, you can touch it, you can feel it, which is the outer part of it. You can touch it, you can feel it. Now, that is what makes up a computer. Now, concerning the picture there, which is the keyboard, there are different keys on the keyboard. All of this is still part of the keyboard. And also, there are different kind of keyboards. There are some that has different lights. There are some that is looking so fancy. So some of you might actually be liking some of that. So what are we trying to say here now? We're trying to say that the keyboard is also part of a computer, which is under the hardware. Now we also have what other parts? We also have the mouse. We also have the monitor and that of the CPU. All of these are different parts of the computer. So if you also have different parts of the computer you would like to share, you can also drop it in the comment section. Now, anything you are dropping in the comment section, let us know what you actually, if it's the parts of the computer, the hardware, you just simply put hardware, then you can list at least two or whichever number you wish to list. So you can let us know in the comment section. Now, moving to the other side, which is the software. Now, the software, this is a program that run on a computer in order for you to use them. Softwares are programs that runs on a computer. Now, programs. Now, let's wrap our head around that. Programs. Okay. Let's say we turn on our YouTube application or YouTube software in our computer. That is actually a program. And when we open it, it's now running it in our computer in order for us to now use it. Maybe watch a video on YouTube or watch my video on YouTube. So this is to say that YouTube is a software. We also have some of them here that is listed from the picture we can see here. We can also see the Instagram, we can see Spotify, Messenger, and the rest of that. Now, I'm just going to now show you some other softwares we have in the computer. Now we're going, oh, good. Now, you see this? This is the YouTube right here. Now, this is a software in a computer. We also have the Corel Photo, the Corel Capture. All of these are softwares. We also have the Telegram. Yes, we have OBS Studio. All of these are softwares that can run in a computer. Now, these are the parts of the computer, which is the software and the hardware. Now, there are few many other things we can actually do in the computer. For instance, we can create a folder. We can do so many other things with our computers. Now, talking about the softwares, you might be wondering, maybe we can install the same software we're having in our phone, in our laptop, and it will still run. The answer is no, it doesn't work that way. The application you're having on your phone is different from the one you'll be having on your laptop or your computer. Okay, now for instance, there are some applications we might actually be playing, or there are some games we might be playing on our phones. We want to play it on our computer, it doesn't work. That is to say, it is only made for phones. It is not made for the computer here, which is the laptop to say, or to be precise. All right, so now back to the folder we're talking about. So we can actually create a folder here, since we know that there are some softwares that can actually run, and also we can also create our own folder. Not only creating our folder, but also giving our folder a name. Now, if I should come down here, this is what the folder looks like. Okay, this is it here. Now, this is how the folder looks like. Now, if I now want to create this same folder, all I have to do now is to right click on it, right click on my desktop. All right, when I right click on it, now what I'm using here, there's this kind of windows I'm using. All right, so we have the Windows, we have the Mac. Now, Windows are for, we use it on laptops like HP or computer like HP. Then the Mac is are types we use on MacBook and the rest of that. So I'm actually using Windows and I'm using Windows 11. So now let's say we want to create a folder. All you have to do is to right click on your desktop. You come down to new. Now from here you can create a folder. You can also create a shortcut and all of this you can create. So let's say you want to create a folder. Just come here. You click on folder and this is the folder. Then we can rename it as whatever we wish to name it as. We can name it. Okay, I'll be naming mine as digital skills. Good. Now I just renamed this folder. Now, what is the folder used for? Now, with the folder, you can actually put in some of the softwares application we see here. We can put them inside here, or we can create a file and put it inside here. Now, let's say for instance, we create a document using Microsoft Word. If you do not know about Microsoft Word, you can actually check it up on my channel. I I can take you through that process on how you can understand and know about Microsoft Word. All right, so let's say we create a document in Microsoft Word, then we can actually now save it inside this folder. So if you follow us or if you go to watch that tutorial, you will see how we can save, and from the saving there, you will see how you can insert a document in any of the folder. Now, so this is just how we can actually create a folder. Now, there are so many other ways we can do some other wonderful things in the computer. But for today, we are going to stop here. Do not forget, drop the comments or drop your answer in the comments section. All right, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification so that when I'll be dropping more videos or more tutorials on the computer, you will get notified. And follow us for more. All right, see you guys in our next class and stay safe.